Alright Guardians, this is our weekly solo player's guide to the Nightfall. If you're new to the channel, we do this every single week. Most of the time, all three classes, all three strikes. Last couple of weeks we've been kind of lazy about it, been busy, whatever. This week, no matter what, even if one goes up on Thursday instead of Wednesday, we'll do it. But yeah, this is going to be our hunter guide for Savathun Song. If you are going for 100,000 points, I might recommend the modifiers. Put your handicap up to about, what was that, 185? 185, maybe go 190. That way it gives you a little bit extra leeway. It will knock your power level down 190 points, but if you need that little extra time, like I probably would, you might want to put it up there. We're also going Solar Singe, Heavyweight. I would recommend Extinguish. Well, no, do not run Extinguish. Sorry, I do that every single time. Run Iron and maybe Attrition or Momentum. You could try match game, but honestly, we're not going to be matching with our loadout. If you want to run match game instead of like a health modifier, I would run, we'll get into that in a second, but that would also be a good one with a different loadout. Alright, so for our loadout, we are rocking the Gunslinger, so Celestial Nighthawk Bottom Tree. We're rocking Bottom Tree because of practice makes perfect. For one, enter a trance with each precision hit, reducing the cooldown of your super. Knife Juggler kills grants super energy. That's awesome. You actually get your super really fast doing that, as long as you hit your precision hits, your headshots. And then enables precision damage with the golden gun, and precision hits generate orbs. That's not a thing with soloing this, the Nightfalls, because you only get points for picking up orbs, not generating them anymore. Enables precision damage, so you're going to do extra damage with your precision shots. With on top of Celestial Nighthawk, you can two-shot the final boss. I believe two-shot, or maybe just get her like a sliver of health if you're just doing it for a completion and you're 700 light. It's pretty awesome. As far as weapons go, we're running these spare rations. Mine has 4 times the charm and rangefinder. It's actually a pretty good hand cannon. I got it the other day and I've been using it ever since. You get this from the Reckoning, and I think you can also get it from Gambit Prime, if I'm not mistaken. So either of those, you have a chance to get that. Really good. You might want to get it. We're also rocking Last Man Standing, and this is where if you're going to go match game, which might be a little bit easier, you're going to want to switch up. If you're going to go match game, go Borealis if you have it, or Hard Light if you have that, because then you can switch the elements by holding down your reload button. Very useful things. This thing, especially Borealis, is very powerful. Match the elements of your enemy shields, and once you pop that, your sniper gets bonus damage for the rest of the magazine. It's really awesome. If you don't want to use a shotgun, you want to stay back a little bit, but you still want to use Whisper of the Worm, which we're going to use. I do not have the catalyst, so just keep that in mind. If you don't want to use that, if you still want to use this, Oxygen SR3 is actually really good. Luna's Howl is also amazing if you have that. Something like Outlast would also be really good. Just something with some range. That would make it a little bit easier. And like I said, if you're not going to use Whisper of the Worm, Sleeper Stimulant is actually a really good choice. Avalanche is a good choice. Pretty much any solar rocket launcher. We'll take a look at those really quick. Curtain Call from Year 1 is actually amazing if you want to use that one. Scipio, I have never used that, so I'm not going to do it. or button. If you have Roar the Beast, that's actually a really good one from year 2. I'm not sure about that one. So you got some good choices from year 1. Roar the Bear. I think I said Beast last time, but it's Roar the Bear. And Curtain Call, I think, would be the 2 top choices for me personally. Or also grenade launchers would be pretty good as well. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and rock this guide. Alright, so as soon as you get here, there's going to be 2 elite acolytes. Go ahead and just take them out really quickly. Shouldn't be too hard at all. Just be careful if you're going for 100,000 points. Those grenades they throw will hurt a lot, as well as their little shotgun blast. So maybe keep your distance a little bit. But then once you move in here, there are going to be a bunch of regular health acolytes. I think there's like 6, maybe it's 5, between 5 and 7. It doesn't seem like it's that many. But go ahead and take them out. And then we're actually going to use our shotgun to take out the wizard. If you have a solar long-range weapon, you can go ahead and keep your distance. We're just rocking the shotgun because I kind of wanted to test it out in a Nightfall. I hadn't used it yet, despite me using it everywhere else. So once she's dead and all the acolytes are dead, go ahead and hack this door. And then we are just going to come running over here. And this is going to be our safe spot for a bit. But we're just going to take out as many of the thralls as possible. And then there is going to be 1 elite wizard. She's going to stay in the middle. That's why we're kind of keeping our distance over here. And then this area will also help a lot in the next bit as well. So while we got this area cleared, we're going to come rushing up to her. Luckily, this shotgun is actually really good. You can get that from Gambit Prime. You can actually get some really good rolls on it, actually. The one I have is the curated roll. It hits like a truck being pushed forward by a train. It's literally my favorite energy weapon in the game right now. So if you want to get it, Reckoning, I think you can get it from there. And you can also definitely get it from doing sentry things in Gambit Prime. Sentry being, I think you marking invaders and getting the locksmith medals. Alright, but once you get this second wave to spawn in, there are going to be 2 elite knights, as well as some elite cursed thralls, as well as I think there's a couple more thralls from the last wave, and then also some acolytes. So be careful of their grenades. Be very careful of the knights, just because they're doing arc damage doesn't mean they don't hit pretty hard. Be mindful of your health. And then we already just got one with our super. I think I missed that. If you're going to use your super on one of the knights, you want to do it very early on. Like as in one of the first enemies you kill. That way you have enough time to get your super back. If you're not going to do that, just hold on to your super. You're going to want it for the ogre in the next room. But once you kill the 2 knights and all the other enemies, or most of the other enemies, these doors will unlock and open, and there's going to be about 8 or 10 thralls. I think that's 8. There's that cursed thrall I didn't get, almost killed me. Glad it didn't. Go ahead and take all of them out. And then just move up just forward enough. That's why you see me keeping backing up. Just go ahead and do that. Pop your super. Make sure you hit a precision shot on the ogre. It should take them out. Unless, of course, you're doing 100,000 points. Then I think it does a little bit less damage than that. So you'll have to clean them up. And then we're just going to rush in like a shotgun thrawler in the Crucible and take these 2 knights out. If you're not using a shotgun, just kind of keep your distance. Use your power ammo if you have to. Or if you got Borealis or Hard Light, just switch over to Arc and take him out that way. So in this next room, there is going to be a total of 4 elite acolytes. Again, just take them out really quickly. They're not very hard at all. Shotguns work great in this first, like most of this strike. Alright, once you get here, I like to take out all of the acolytes first. There's like 7 to 10 of them again. So we're going to take all of them out first. Try not to damage the wizard at all. That way she just kind of stays asleep. Could have just dodged to reload, but that's alright. Like I said, try not to damage the wizard because she will stay asleep until you damage her. And in that way, you can just do this. And then once you do that, there are going to be a few enemies spawning in as soon as you grab the orb. So you want to be very careful of the Shrieker. This is why you don't want to run Extinguish while you're going solo. If you're not doing it solo, feel free to run Extinguish because someone can get a revive. But what I like to do is, if you, again, Borealis, Hard Light is going to make this part a lot less stressful, a lot less lethal. But since we don't have either of those and we don't have a ranged weapon outside of a heavy, and I'm trying to save the heavy weapon for whatever reason, we just go in with the shotgun. But what you want to do here is just wait for your health to be at full. And then as you can see, the Shrieker stops shooting every like 10-15 seconds for about 2 seconds. So in that pause, you want to run up to the little bridge thing and then just go ahead and slam it. As long as you get that slam in, you will get a checkpoint if you die. So that's why you don't want to run Extinguish solo. It can be pretty difficult depending on what you get. Alright, and this is where the Nightfall kind of splits off, so hopefully you go in the same direction I do. That's the one we're going to go for. We're going to guide. And sometimes there's Fallen in this area, sometimes there's not. We didn't get one with Fallen, so if you get one with Fallen, just know it's going to be more or less the same. But you just want to take out all these Acolytes and the Elite Knight. Save your super though, unless of course you're rocking like what is it, Blade Barrage, and if you have Shards of Galanor, it's not super great anymore, and it's about to get a little more not so great. But if you have it, it might be worth putting on for now. I personally don't use it in PvE anymore, but that's personal preference. We'll go ahead and take out all these dudes, and then take out these 6 crystals. And then around the corner there's going to be one ogre, that's one of those mini boss ogres, an elite knight, a regular knight, and some thralls, I think one of which is also elite, and a couple acolytes. So we're going to just kind of stay back here until they're all dead. And as you can see, I am horrible with Whisper of the Worm. I very, very rarely hit all 3 precision shots, which is fine. That just makes me look less great, which I'm fine with. So go ahead and run backwards if you have to. Do whatever you want to. And then we're just going to save our super still while we clear out these guys. If you have an energy weapon that's got some range to it, hard light. Borealis, I'm looking at you. Switch to arc. And then these guys are going to go down really fast. Otherwise, you just have to be a little creative with a shotgun. I make it look easy. I don't know how. I don't know why. Maybe because shotguns are easy to use. I don't know. But go ahead and again, there's going to be about the same thing. There's going to be an elite knight, that mini boss, some acolytes, I think there's a regular health knight as well, and 2 elite wizards. Be very careful when you go into this room, which is why we're just kind of throwing away some power ammo here, honestly. And we're just trying to kill these guys as quickly as possible. I really miss the grenades from the Revelry. I miss that so much. But go ahead and just make your way through these guys slowly. Like again, Borealis is going to make this a lot easier. Borealis is actually easy mode, I think, for Nightfalls. If you have it, you should definitely try it out. And then rock a good solar power weapon. I should have just used Whisper here, but that's alright. We're just going to kill the rest of these guys. Remember to watch your health. And then as soon as this guy's dead, we will move on to the next section. Alright, so in here is going to be 4 elite acolytes. So again, watch out for their solar shotgun things. They're going to be pretty brutal. And then I believe there is maybe some crystals you got to break. Yeah, there's definitely some crystals you got to break. So go ahead and do that. And then we will move on into the next section, which is going to have some acolytes, 2 regular one of those void shield, 2 of those void shield wizards. Take them out, grab the orb, and in will spawn in, I think there's 3 or 4 more knights, 2 of which have shields. There's going to be 2 elite wizards and a bunch of acolytes. This is the room that's going to probably take you the longest out of everything else, besides maybe the boss room. So just be very careful of that. Take these guys out first, because once you get close, they are going to wake up. And we're just going to use this area here as cover. And then once this guy's dead, we're just going to slowly make our way up. We're going to use cover as much as possible. So be very careful of that. Be very mindful of that, I should say. And we're just going to kind of take our time a little bit, though. If you're going for 100,000 points, you're definitely going to want to speed up compared to how fast or slow we're going. Which is why I said you might also want to raise your handicap. So this area is also the area that's even more important not to run Extinguish. Because this is the Shrieker slam that I've always died at. So just keep that in mind. You definitely want to keep your distance. You want to be very careful. You kind of want to sneak up on the Shriekers. And then we're just going to take everything out, and we're going to actually sneak up underneath the bridge thing, and then we're going to jump up and around and get the slam, and then I believe we'll be in the boss fight. We'll kill 2 elite wizards. We'll go through the Cursed Thrall zone, which has the wanted enemy. Let that enemy run away if at all possible. You don't want to waste your super on her because you want to use that on the boss. As same thing that goes with the power ammo, in my opinion. If you want to kill her, go for it. If you want to earn those points, you might want to. But other than that, let's go ahead and skip through to the boss fight, or speed up to the boss fight. Alright, once you're here, go ahead and pop that crystal. Usually I like to throw a grenade to make sure she's open for damage. But this time we just go ahead and pop it. Make sure you hit that precision shot. Precision shots with Celestial Nighthawk and Bottom Tree Golden Gun are extremely important for maximizing your damage output. So just keep that in mind. If you have plenty of time to line up a good shot, so I would recommend just taking that extra second to really make sure you're hitting that center of the eye. It's kind of where you want to aim. After that, all of these acolytes are going to spawn in. You're also going to get, I think it's a total of 8 thralls. You're going to want to kill everything except for the 2 knights. These 2 knights are kind of like the lock, if you want to make this, I don't know, analogy of the boss, that she's locked up like a door. The 2 knights are the key. As long as 1 knight is alive, you're safe. But as soon as you kill that 2nd knight, she is going to open up and she's going to start shooting at you, and then she will teleport to right above where I'm standing. So make sure you have everything else dead. That is extremely important. And we're just going to hide here, and usually she doesn't hit us, but sometimes she does. And then we're just going to pop her off with our 2 shots with the Whisper, and then we're going to get 8 more thralls that spawn in. So we're just going to hide behind this little speaker thing, and we're going to take out all the thralls that come spawning in. And then we're just going to kind of pop her off with a couple more Whisper shots to close her up. Be very careful of the acolytes that spawned in early. Or at least I think they spawned in early. We'll say they spawned in early. But once that boss is closed, some more acolytes will spawn in if they haven't spawned in already, apparently. And yeah, also 3 ogres. And just like the knights just before, the ogres are like the 3 keys. There's 2 that spawn in at the beginning. One will go to the left side, the other will go to the right. Once you kill one of the ogres, as you see, a 3rd ogre will spawn in up at the top. And of course I missed a 3rd shot again. But once you kill both ogres, or all 3 ogres, the boss will open up, start shooting at you, teleport into the middle, where she'll get a new mechanic, which makes it extremely important to kill every single acolyte before you kill the last ogre. You can kill 2 of them, do not kill the 3rd one. Very important to keep that in mind. And then once you do, you want to be back at that speaker that we were hiding at before. And then the boss's new mechanic is that she will, every once in a while, she'll keep shooting at you like she normally does, but she'll also spawn in these void orbs that will, I think there's like 5 or 6 of them, that will like trace after you. And you have to kill them because I think 2 or 3 of them, if they hit you, you're dead. And this is on top of 8 more thralls spawning in. So unless you can get her down to very low health, she won't. She will start doing that mechanic. So be very careful, or just blast the hell out of her with another super, or your whisper, or your rockets, or whatever you decided to use. And then once that happens, she will close up unless you've already killed her. And she'll spawn over to the far right side, the right to where we are right now anyways. Or I guess the very front of the room, if you're going by when you walk in. And in front of her will be, well, first off, she'll spawn 8 more thralls again. And an elite wizard. We're just going to take that wizard out from afar. And then once that wizard's dead, you will be able to open up the orb, like to slam it. Once you pick up that orb, you're going to want to run all the way back to our little hiding spot, which you'll see here in just a second. And there will be 2 red bar health wizards you're going to want to take down. One to the left of her, one to the right. Kind of like that one song. But go ahead and take the first one out from right here where we're standing. You'll see here in just a second. You can take her out from here. And then we're going to grab the orb. Make sure you continuously grab the orb so you don't have to go and get it again. And then once we do that, we're going to run to just in front of us to where that open area is where the thralls come out. We're going to open there. And we're going to kill the second wizard on the right from there. And then after that, I think the boss stops shooting at the 7th click. It's either 6 or 7. You can count them if you want to. And we're going to go into take some cover just in front of her. And then we're going to wait for that pause again. And then we're going to jump up and slam it as fast as possible into that thing just in front of her. So once that happens, we are going to use that same thing that we slammed the orb into as cover. And we are going to shoot the boss either with a super, power ammo, whatever, until she's dead. And hopefully that little thing that we slammed the orb into shields us from most of her attacks, if not all of them. Or at least for as long as we need it to. And then she's dead. So hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, whatever, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll get to you as quickly as possible. And as always, stay positive, be happy, be healthy, live long and prosper, and hope you guys have an awesome week.
Do you feel it? The light is back. We're back. Eyes up, Guardian.